Alrighty. It's your boy Goosh. You know what time it is. We're here with the Big Indian Breakdown. I'm your boy Goosh with the Big Indian Motorsports team, hanging out. To my right, who we got?
Boy Tony in the house from Snow Motorsports, representing Big Indian.
That's what I'm talking about. And then to my left,
what it do, everybody? It's Dr. Broke Leg. You know, I'm driving and host at Big Indian and the creator of Donuts for Dollars.
That's what I'm talking about. And we got a special guest on the podcast with us today. My boy, Big Smoke.
What's up, y'all?
Yeah.
My name's Big Smoke. I'm from Illinois. I'm here representing Chicken Extracts, and I'm on the way to building a badass drift car.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like the sounds of that, man.
Spicy introduction, Smoke.
Nice.
Yeah.
And bringing in the drift car, we might as well get right into it.
Let's do it.
So, Big Smoke, maybe the biggest smoke we know. You're awesome. And so what kind of drift car are you building?
I got a 1991 240Z, and I built a LS60.
Ooh, LS60.
Yeah.
What transmission you running?
T56.
T56.
The only one.
Hey.
that is a good train.
Around you too long.
Yeah, hey, respect. I say I like a T56. That's a good transmission.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
It took me 2 years to find it, but I got one.
Oh my God.
and
Yeah.
what made you get into drifting, honestly?
To be honest, I was in Vegas. We were doing a weed show. That's what I do. I do weed shows.
Hey.
I'm a professional weed smoker. That's all I can say.
Big Smoke.
yeah.
Yeah.
A name like that, what are you going to do? But I was with this man at a convention, and we needed a ride home. And we got, I got a homie picking me up. We walk outside, and there's this big-ass Cadillac with these huge wheels, and it's bouncing up and down. And I was like, are you serious? This is our ride home? So we get in the car, and we're going down Las Vegas Boulevard, and the car is just bouncing, and I'm like, Jesus, this is crazy. And he's like, oh, we're getting ready to go to a takeover. So we drove out there, and long story short, the car was bucking the whole way out there.
Yeah.
So we stopped at the gas station, and he's got $900 designer jeans on, all this stuff. He's not wanting to get in there. He called his dad. I was like, your dad's not going to fix this car. I crawled underneath the car, and the overdrive, the kick down cable on the back of those little transmissions,
Yeah.
it came out.
Uh-huh.
Screwed it in, boom, car fixed.
Yeah.
Boom, we're going 90 mile an hour. We go to this takeover. I'm in there going in and out of the pit. I'm riding with all these different drivers. He's in the middle. We're trying to run him over.
Oh, man.
And it was just wild. And I just got bit.
And there, the love started, right?
That was it.
Hey, shout out to my Vegas family for throwing that for us. They found out that I was in town. They knew Big Smoke was with me, and they were like, Broke Leg, we're going to do something special for you. When can we pick you up? And like you said, they swooped us up in a Cadillac on 30s. And
That's what
started it, right?
got me bit.
He was just like, what are we doing?
I was down there pulling the brakes or pulling shredded tires out of this guy's brakes.
Yeah.
And these guys are in the Cadillac getting ready to leave me. They're like,
Oh, yeah, we almost lost Big Smoke in the middle of Las Vegas.
I get into the moment, I'm wanting to help these kids. I get in there and I'm pulling the stuff out of their brakes and stuff. He's like, get in here. Let them do that.
Now look
And
at
I was
you.
like, now I'm going to be doing it myself.
2 years later, you're building a 240.
And it's
LS
done.
Yeah, LS swapped, right? And where do you plan to bring it?
I'm bringing it right to the Big Indian.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can sit at home and watch these YouTube videos all day long.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
all I do.
I'm glad you're here, brother. And you mentioned you do weed shows. You're a weed guy.
Yeah.
You smoke.
Oh, absolutely.
How did you get started in the cannabis industry?
It's a crazy story. It
Oh.
was going for a long way, but to make a long story short, my son, I found out, was getting weed off the Instagram.
Okay.
And I said, what's Instagram?
Oh, what damn.
And he's like, Dad, it's like Facebook. I was like, okay, so it's social media. And I was like, hook me up with one of them accounts. And he's like, he hooked me up an account. And I looked, and the first person I saw on there was Southern Dabber. And now I'm personal friends with the guy. I can outsmoke him. Sorry, Southern Dabber, but it's true. Anyway, I got out there to Vegas. I got invited to a smoke show. I was out there with this guy, a couple other guys, and they all know the right people, and it was like the right doors open for me at the right time.
Dots started connecting.
And the dots got connected, the T's got crossed, and it was like,
Big Smoke was a part of the cannabis industry that we were just waiting to get. You know what I mean?
He was just
I've been smoking weed since I was 12 years old. You know, I'm a drug war veteran. You can truly say that. I smoked all the swag, so all these kids could smoke this fire weed.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you guys know that right now. And you're welcome.
Yeah, hey, I salute you, Big
He was-
Smoke.
All
He's
way
like-
back when there were seeds in it.
Yeah, way
Yeah.
back.
He's like, when you were in your diapers, I was taking them seeds out for you, man.
I was crossing the border, going and grabbing it for you.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That is so
It's
great.
just the way my life has been revolved around weed. I got introduced to the car scene through doing this for dollars with Leg,
Yes.
and from there on, it's in the story. You know, I came up here, I saw the way that Eric does things,
Mm-hmm.
and it just impressed the hell out of me. And I was like, dude,
This is the way.
I've got to do this.
All right, this
You
is
know,
the way.
There's no doubt about it. I dirt raced for 12 years.
Okay.
I love circle track.
Yeah.
I love anything with a motor. If it doesn't have a motor in it, it can't kill you. It's not a sport.
No, I feel it.
So, and that's my outlook on it, you know. And no disrespect to the ball players,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they can play football, and that's a man's sport. I mean, and they can get hurt.
Yeah,
I mean, I love football,
mm-hmm.
but all these baseball players, basketball players, all getting paid millions of dollars to play a kid's game. Football's not a kid's game; that's a man's game.
Yeah,
You
true
can
that.
get hurt. You know, you can get hurt in that
Aren't
game.
they?
Man, it got deep really fast.
I know.
Yo,
I get into my sports, you know, and most of them are motorsports.
and that's what.
Big Smoke's like, man, the sport.
Yeah, well, I just
Yeah.
I get involved in what I get involved in, and 90% of it sitting at home smoking weed, watching racing on TV.
That's
And
the,
now I want to be in it again
yeah, and
because it's been so many years since I got out of my race car. I want to replace it with this.
and speaking of being in it, not to throw you under the bus, but how old are you, Big Smoke?
I'm 58 as of August 8th this year.
And that
Hey.
just goes to show, no matter how old you are, where you're at in life, you could always go ahead, hop into something new, test your
absolutely.
limits.
Yeah, you're never too old. You just got to want to do it.
Yeah, right.
You know? Yeah, if you think you're too old, then you are too old.
I would
you
love
know?
to. I would love to say drifting is almost like an old man sport, but it's really so versatile because at any point in your life you can get in that car and it's like you're not overexerting yourself because you're kind of like you're sitting there. Obviously,
The thing,
it's a lot. It's a lot. I feel like it's a lot chiller than you would go into a normal sport.
Depending on what car you're driving. I mean, some cars, if you're driving some with no power steering and a four-cylinder, you're going to be heavily involved. You know?
Yeah.
very true.
But I agree. I mean, it's definitely a physical sport, though, Gucci. You know, when you bounce yourself off a wall, if you're not in shape, you're going to feel that for the next 6 months. Dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, so-
Big Smoke would probably definitely feel that.
Yeah.
Oh,
We ain't giving no more.
and they scared me. I hit a big berm of sand with Big Smoke and Tommy in the car, and Masig, and I put the car up on 3 wheels, and I was like,
It was
so
kinda-
nervous. Like, man, Tommy kind of old back there, man.
Yeah.
But he was all right. Yo.
I was gonna say the same thing. I'm 39. I just drifted for the first time a couple times, and the first day in the car, which was a couple weeks ago, where I did my own drifting, Gucci was in there with me. I twisted my neck. The next day, my foot was hurting. I'm like, all right, hang on, I gotta take it easy.
That's hilarious. Dude.
Exactly.
You want to? It's definitely got to be seasoned and
All
work
right.
your way in there.
I guess you guys proved me wrong. It is a little bit more more involved.
And to back up what you're saying, Tone, I mean, Cam Block started his professional driving career at 43.
Oh,
Yeah.
did he really?
So don't think that you can't start at 43 and be the baddest man on earth. You know
Right.
that. Then that tells a lot of people. You know, my birthday being tomorrow, you could still start in the 40s and kill it
Yep.
and be
Mhm.
do whatever you dream of. It's just you set the standard.
Yeah,
And then you showed that last week that Tone got in there. What would he do? Try to rip a Chrysler in half. And
Yeah.
I love you for it, yo, because he said, "No, I ain't gonna wait for my time with no crowd around. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in and make this car do what
practice
it-
makes perfect, man. Whatever time we got to do it.
Yeah, and
True
we
that.
do it with everybody. You know, it's so much better to have everybody together on this platform.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's for sure.
True
You
that.
only go around in this world once, so you may as well have fun. That's my motto.
Yeah.
I try to laugh every day. If I'm not laughing, there's something wrong.
Going around.
Y'all know with me. You've seen me and been around me.
Huge morale
I'm
guy.
laughing the whole time.
100%.
I try to just make life
A vibe.
make it fun.
I was
Right.
with a comedian before, and he told me if you're not laughing in life, you're missing the point.
Exactly.
Little Duval told me that. Shout out to him, man.
Shout out to
Yeah.
the homie, yeah.
Exactly. But I totally believe in it. You know, and laughing's healthy for you.
Yeah. And it is
It's
a,
like you got to be in the positive vibes. You got to keep everything positive. You get into this negativity and then the screaming and the yelling and all this and that, and I'm just not into it anymore.
Yeah,
Right.
no.
I used to be.
especially
used to be my thing, and now I'm getting older and I've learned, I'm wiser.
especially with drifting. We don't need no more yelling. The cars do enough.
No, absolutely, the car screams.
Yeah.
Cars do the
So you say you're from Illinois. How much drifting is there down there?
Actually, the scene's growing a little bit
Mm,
because they're starting a new thing where they're trying to do like smoke the tires, not the homies.
okay, nice.
Put the guns down.
They're
Right.
doing that out in
Smart.
Illinois now.
Yeah.
Smoke the tires,
Yeah.
not the. Hey, shout out to Cash Money, kill tires, not the homies.
Yep.
Started out in Los Angeles.
Actually,
It's great to see it spread.
it
You know?
went from Kansas City. This guy took it from Kansas City, and I think he's got it going in a couple spots in Illinois now.
That's cool.
And it's really starting to pick up.
That's awesome.
No better message, yo.
Yeah, exactly. You know, these kids need to put the guns down.
Mm,
I mean, that's all there is to it. They're just killing their own breed.
Right.
Like, it's not good. It's not good.
Take
Yeah.
that beef to the donut pit. Let me see what you got.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
period.
and that's
Show me what you got out here.
why Big Indian really started, so we could give people a place
Right.
to drive and not be so reckless.
I mean, you can be safe the whole thing. You don't have to worry about running people over like these takeovers.
Right.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many videos I've seen where these fools get out there with the camera, and next thing you know, they're 15 feet in the air getting thrown.
Seven on a Sunday
can't lie.
nowadays. We
Yeah.
used to call it one on a Sunday. Now you get about 7 people
Exactly.
get every
I
Sunday.
even saw a guy get his pants ripped off of him, for Christ's sake.
I
They
look-
did a burnout on him and ripped his pants off.
They
I
did
will look forward to it every time.
You know what I mean? It's like these people need to have more sense. They got to
Yeah.
get out of the way. These things are cars. You know, things are going to happen. That's why I like the controlled atmosphere of the Indian.
Yeah.
You got a safety team out here. Everything in here is done the right way.
Right.
Nothing here is half-assed.
No. Yeah.
Everything in this compound is done to a T, 100%, and it's only to benefit your driving skills, yours, and mine.
And speaking of
Yeah.
driving skills, we do, drift school with the most amazing teacher ever, Rome CP. And what do you think? You think you're going to get on some of that love?
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
I'm hoping like hell I can get in on some of that.
Yeah. Rome CP is awesome, dude. Did a lot of good teaching for me, for Broke Leg.
Oh my
Possibly soon Tony. Tony needs some teaching.
I feel
He's a
like,
full throttle guy.
Yes.
took us all to another level, and that's one of the things Rome will teach you is, you use a lot of throttle to start, but then you slow down and you keep that balance going. And to have a professional, world-renowned teacher here at Big Indian has just made all the crew better drivers,
Right.
and everybody thinks they're the best driver ever.
Literally.
Until you learn what you're doing wrong, and it takes a really good teacher like Rome to point that out.
And that's why I wanted to be involved in it because, like I said, I have car control. I've thrown it in dirt for ever.
Hmm.
I know how to slide a car. I do that, but I don't want to go out there and look like a total idiot
All right.
because I've not been taught by the correct people how to do it the right way.
Hmm. I respect
Sure, I
that.
know how to spin a donut.
All right.
Anybody can burn tires and make it go around in a circle.
All right.
But I want to have control. I want to know what the hell I need to do, when I need to do it, and how to do it.
Come on.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Butter.
And that's
Just I don't know how else to put it, but
the best way to put it right there. And,
Yeah.
and this is the best place to find your control because we have multiple layouts, different setups, and then like said, Rome CP, awesome
Yeah.
teacher.
yeah,
And
you
you
can't
got
get
guys-
anything better than that, you know?
Right. You got guys like me and Broke Leg who also could throw you a couple
Always
tips.
doing.
Always,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Down to
you guys don't even have a clue how much I sit here and watch you. And I've rode with him so many times, it's unreal.
oh my
That's what's
You
up.
know?
Come on.
Hell, I've been yelled at for touching his gas pedal, for Christ's sakes.
He's trying to sneak in some. It's like,
He's so into it, it's just like, hey, don't
Yeah.
touch anything.
I'm a little bipolar with my cars. It's not only here at Big Indian, that happens in California also. Smoke's like, dude, you yelled at me for touching your gas pedal once. So I'm sorry.
it's awesome.
I'm sorry. I
No,
get a little
I'm
into it.
just saying that's using that as an example is how intense people get.
We get intense about our cars.
When they're working on their cars, and it's like you just think you're trying to help, but it's like, look, just step back and get the hell out of the way because they know what they're doing.
All right. I
You know,
feel that
yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Dude.
So,
You know what my favorite story is when we met you and then you got attacked.
oh my God,
You got assaulted by our
I
tent.
got assaulted by the big Indian tent.
Oh my God. That was a great time, honestly. It was,
Well, for you, it might have been a great.
well,
time.
it was a great time because we all were friends. We
Yeah.
bonded after that.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
made us 100 times closer.
Trevor got the worst end of that stick. Trevor flew like 20 feet in the air, guys.
Oh,
like,
man.
He held on like one of those little babies holding a balloon. Dude.
I don't know. I got an 18-inch wheel to the chest.
Oh my God.
Yo, you took
And
it like a
knocked me
champ.
back like
My
5
God.
feet.
Yo,
Yeah, you got hit
No.
bad on that.
dude, he took it like a
I
champ,
must
though.
say I got just as much as Trevor. Let's just.
Oh yeah, you're just heavier. You didn't fly
A little
away
bigger.
like he flew.
That
I
was
saved a couple RVs.
Oh my god,
that was a windy day.
we appreciate.
I've never seen the wind like that.
I blame donuts for dollars.
I say the cast here at Big Indian and Donuts for Dollars. Appreciate you for your sacrifice.
Well, not a problem.
Hey,
So, do you got any future plans with your build besides for, you told us you're LS swapping it, your T56. What else you got going?
Well, I just got done talking to your mechanic out here, Doug.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
talked me into getting the new Haltech.
Haltech.
Nice.
Shout out to Doug.
So shout out to Doug because you just caused me to spend $3,000 more dollars.
You hear that, Haltech? Doug
Nice.
is out here.
Haltech, you need to give Doug all his praise.
Doug's got it in Dion Dawkins' car, right?
Yeah.
He put that in the
Yeah.
big snow motorsport
Exactly.
car, and now it's
And that's part of the
Contagious.
reason I'm looking at him
Say
because
that
I
sounds
saw
so
how it worked. I
yeah.
saw everything it did, and I was like, I got to have one.
Dude, that's how.
Yeah.
All it takes is just a little glimpse of what or how great something is, and you're like, we need to get it. We're in there. Haltech is an ECU system that we put on our cars, basically a computer system that manages the engine, possibly other things, and it's really a great company.
It'll allow you to tune your vehicle wirelessly if you can hook
Exactly.
up to a laptop. There's multiple things that thing will do.
Super friendly ECU.
It seems to be very easy to install,
Yeah.
and it's very worth the money. I think.
Oh, yeah, I think it's worth it.
Definitely getting one.
So
Yeah, and I'm bringing it out here to have it installed.
And you're watching on the Haltech everything from like the time when you want to open up your fans, have your fans going, open up your temperature relay, like you name it.
Yeah.
Haltech's got it tuned in, so pretty wild.
It connects to the Bluetooth too. I'm hearing, and if the rider's out there riding, you can be watching his gauges and everything on there too.
Yeah.
Wow, you could watch your boys
Yeah,
and monitor it from the end of the track.
Yeah.
That is nice.
almost like a video game.
Because you
Like,
need that sometimes if you're really intensely worried about not hitting a wall. It'd be pretty nice to have Tony watching my computer,
Yeah.
making sure I don't blow up the motor.
shut you down real quick. Boop.
Or at least tell you, or, whatever
Yeah.
we do, get it to the boys. Hey, bruh, your car's getting ready to blow up. Sure.
So Big Smoke, where can we find you at, man?
I live in Illinois. If you can look up on Instagram, my handle is _BigSmoke66,
Okay.
and that's the easiest way to get a hold of me.
Dude, I can't lie. Big Smoke is the best Instagram friend you could ever have. This dude is on every post.
Yeah.
Mad
Growing
support.
up, mad support always, dude. That's why I like you, Big Smoke.
I just
You're
seen
a
Broke
real
Leg
guy.
tag him today. I started following today. I seen Broke
Yeah,
Leg
just
throw
follow
the
your
tag.
back.
What I was going to ask you, Big Smoke, is because about 2 years ago I came here, fell in love with Big India and everything it has to offer. It's like a resort. A lot of guys come here, a lot of famous guys, whatever we are, man. We come here and we love
Bond.
it here. So how did you like? I mean, I think since you've been here, you got the weed tour, the tour of the pond. This is like a whole resort here. What was your favorite part so far?
I've been here previously,
Yeah,
so the first time I was here was not this big.
yeah.
He was growing it.
How long ago was that?
Let's see. You remember when that was, right?
Maybe 8 months to a year?
Yeah, I would say
Last
yeah.
year.
Possibly
It was last
about
year,
a
for sure.
year, maybe
Because we did a Big Smoke. We did a welcome Big Smoke to the Big Indian show about a year ago,
Yeah,
And that's when we first did a shout out show for you,
and Eric took me for a ride in that hopped up car, and it just I was to the moon.
Yes. And that was Old Faithful. That was
Yeah.
S13.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
and it got me addicted.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I got on the YouTube channel. I subscribed, and I sit at home and watch Big Indian all the time, just like I
Nice.
do in the lounge. Like my
Nice.
TV's set on YouTube.
Straight rolling all the thing.
My family gets annoyed because I have it on so loud,
My daughter asked me, "Dad, can we please watch something else?"
No, no, we can't. I'm sorry.
We're going to
Now
watch
there's
Goofy.
TV in her room.
The
It's just-
boys are drifting.
That's right.
Yeah. There's just so many options when you come here as far as peace of mind. I mean, we could be down at the pond taking a walk, then go do a lap around the track. It's just like a full resort, turnkey. You know,
Versatility.
Yeah, the first time we were here, I had the luxury of staying in the track on the house on the track,
yeah,
and that was really crazy.
the drift house, right?
Yeah, the drift house. Yeah,
Wake up to some donuts and not the ones you eat.
yeah. And I went home and I was like, "You're not going to believe where the hell I stayed." And you're not and I'm like, "What?" And I was like, "In the middle of a racetrack."
It's kind of like a movie when you come on down here,
Right.
literally.
Yeah, you really have to see it. If you've never been here, you got to come to the Big Indy.
Yeah.
I don't care where you live. You need to make this trip.
Not only is there a house in the middle of the track, the house has an in-ground pool.
Exactly.
Big Indian drift pit. Like the main thing that I've always noticed since I first came out and since we've really built the place, Eric and the whole family's been just building it up huge. And I've just noticed this has been a place that when you're at home and when you're watching this at home now, think in your head what you would like to do. Think of the wildest thing that you might be able to do when it comes to the car industry. And then that way, when you're here, you probably could do it. You'll probably knock it out. You know what I mean? If it's feasible, Eric, myself, Calvin, Gucci, Steve, we're going to do our best to make it happen, you know? And the same with Smoke. Smoke seen us and he said, you know what I'm going to do? Purple 240, purple rims, purple seat.
I'm going Joker theme all the way.
Oh, yeah.
No way.
Yes, purple and green.
That's great.
So, I mean, there's been so many of our friends, even like Jim York. Jim came here and he was like, Eric, there's a lot of things I like to do, but I've always dreamt through jumping through a house.
Bam.
We couldn't finish the podcast. We had a house already. You know?
Literally.
It's wild. The crew, when we get our vibe together, you never know what might happen. You know?
I saw that video. It was hilarious.
So, Smoke, I'm excited to get your car out here and watch Doug tune it in and just kind of see what that 6.0 does, you know?
I am totally beyond excited.
Yeah.
The minute I get home, the motor training's going in it.
Yeah.
So it won't be long and I'm going to be back up here.
And you said you did a custom cowl hood on that thing, so that thing will fit in there, right?
Oh, yeah. You didn't know it. You have to.
So, man, this is going to be something when you see Smoke's car, guys. His car has got a little bit of a hodgepodge of circle track parts on it.
That's
He
all.
basically took circle track parts from anything that he could find to stuff in this car. It's going to have. So, circle track radiator, right? What else?
Sprint car radiator.
There you go, sprint car.
I got a sprint car power steering, or not sprint car, but a late model power steering pump.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you do.
Yeah.
It's the exact same pump.
That's funny. He gets over here and sees the same parts on the pro car.
So, but no, I have been in circle track my whole time, and I've got a lot of friends that have a lot of parts from circle track.
Yes.
So if I go to the garage, I'll be like, "Hey, what are you doing with that radio?"
All right, bring it over.
It's like, I ain't gonna do anything with it. It's yours for $50.
Take
Yeah,
it.
sold.
All right, why not have all the parts?
Yeah, so I mean, I have a plethora of friends that race.
Be
We have a
unique.
racetrack in the town that I live in,
Okay.
so it just makes it a little bit more because there's a lot of people that have race parts
Mm-hmm.
at my disposal, basically.
And it doesn't hurt to reuse parts, man. You're saving a buck.
Absolutely. That's why they're sitting there, because they're still good.
Right.
Exactly.
You know?
Save yourself a buck, man.
Yeah.
I notice a lot of guys come in from Illinois. Kyle Slager, he's from there. He drives in. Freddie, I believe he said he was from there. So a lot of guys come here. They drive in. I want to say it's about an 8-hour drive.
8 to 10, depending on where you live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of guys ride in. I mean, that's one thing I could say about Big Indian. It brings all these different worlds together from California, Buffalo, Canada.
Absolutely.
No matter where you're from, you know, it's like this is the meeting place, you know. And that's awesome.
The Canada boys, like you said, they became an instant part of the team, dude.
Right.
It's wild. It's like they were born next door to us.
Right.
You know, it's wild, dude.
Right.
That's for sure.
Yeah, if you party hard enough, we'll take a liking to you
Yeah.
real quick.
Yeah, that's it, dude. Yeah, for sure.
Just want to party.
Then the
hard.
drive doesn't matter because it's just like, listen, we're going to Big Indian. You got to do what you got to do to get here. We're here. You know, and now
Yeah.
that's what I mean. People come from all over.
That
My
is
son called me yesterday, and we were sitting in the garage, and he's a diesel mechanic, and he drives semi. And he said, I said, look at this shop. He said, that's a YouTube shop. I said, yeah, it is.
that is a YouTube shop.
100%.
And he's like, you got to take me out there. He said, I told him, I said, it's like 8 or 9 hours. He's like, I've been driving for 14 today already.
We're getting it.
It's no big deal. I like that. That's the right attitude because no matter how many hours I've seen, me and Gucci drove, 20, 30 hours to get back home here?
Yes.
Oh
Long
my
time.
gosh.
Very long time. But
Yeah, it
speaking,
seems like forever when you're on that road.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
speaking of YouTube shop, it's not like a YouTube shop as you might picture more of like a shop that has freaking everything you could ever need.
And it's clean and organized.
Think of and the ability to film on YouTube. So
Right.
it's
Literally.
more like a full blown drift shop with whatever you need at your fingertips. And if we don't have it here, Eric's gonna have it next door at his crazy diesel shop / tractor shop. You know, just giant excavator shop. I know tractors is a bad term. I'm learning that today. It's excavator shop, the full blown excavator shop.
It's heavy equipment, like
Fab.
Heavy equipment.
We're fabbing
They're
stuff
fabbing.
up over there.
yeah.
I come from the JDM world, guys. You got to understand. I grew up in a Japanese wrecking yard, so it's a lot lighter over there. I've always been stuck away, but we always had one big Caterpillar, and I think Eric probably has 2 or 3 of those. Yeah.
This man has a bunch of caterpillars, dude.
He's got Caterpillar. He's got Bobcat.
Yeah.
But no, I'm all joking aside. He doesn't do anything half-assed.
No,
One
sir.
thing I'm going to say about Eric White is this man is serious about this drift pit. He's serious about getting people out here. If you guys are, if you're smart and you're in this industry, you need to check out Eric White because he's got the best facilities out here. Nobody's got the facilities he's got. I've been all over the United States, and I've yet to see anything that touches this place. So,
Yeah.
yeah, of course, this is where I'm going to come. You
Yeah.
guys are all my friends. You're cool as hell.
Come on.
And it's like, it's a dumb thing to even think that I'm going to go anywhere else.
This ain't,
Right.
you want a vacation here, baby.
Yeah,
100%.
not
yeah.
just a vacation, but this is where I want my car to be finished because I know it'll be right.
Yo, that is 100% facts. Our guys in the shop are straight demons,
That
man.
they're beasts.
Just to go off what you're saying too, I mean, Mr. Eric White, Mr. Big Indian himself. I mean, he makes stuff happen. I see the bike crews come out here. There was even a BMX rider sponsored by Adidas, Brad Sims. He came out here, and Eric built ramps for this guy to do tricks, and he even came and had a ball.
Right.
You know
Like
what I
the
mean?
baby
It's like-
BMX Jim Connor out
yeah,
there, dude. That was
exactly. Yeah, if you're into doing tricks or stunts, this is a place
That's what I
for
was
it,
trying
for
to
sure.
say. He doesn't do nothing half-assed.
Right.
So
You can
it's
make
like
anything happen, literally.
Everything is made from steel, and it's made by his hand.
Yeah.
Steel or diamond plate.
Right.
Diamond plate, he welds it. It's all done with his
Solid.
Dude.
intelligence in his head. He designs it, he sees it, he makes it happen.
I like to call him the eagle eye because he sees it all.
Right.
Yo.
Well, the thing I admire about Eric is he does what he says. He's going out there. He told me before we left, he said a couple of days ago, he said, before you leave, I'm probably going to have this whole thing ready to pay it. Well, they're out there now, and it's ready to pay.
Yeah, it's about
Yeah.
ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be huge.
We had to cease construction so we could do our podcast.
Right, yeah.
And that's how serious he takes it. He actually called all the guys out there and is like, guys, you guys have killed it. You got 15 minutes. We're getting ready to film about this track, you know, that, and it's wild. As we build a track, we're filming for the track.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
prepping cars for the track. Thursday, Gucci's going to be running it again out there. You know,
Mhm.
all the boys, Tony going to be out there getting it.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop. This is an animal that Eric has started building. He put some fire under it. How you say, put some fuel on the fire. And
Yeah.
look at the wild guys that are out here. You know, it's a vibe.
All different walks of life. My
Yeah.
man Tony.
That's another thing I was going to say. Since I've
Oh,
been
get in
here,
there.
I've seen mothers, I've seen grandmothers,
Right.
grandfathers, everything.
Babies,
All
everything in
belong to
between.
life.
I've seen cats out here, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen cats.
Seen it all.
Yeah, no, I mean, just to be real, it's like it's a place for everybody.
Oh yeah, you'll see everybody,
Yeah.
everyone you could think out here. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Yeah, I
and
totally
even if
get
you're
it.
just driving by and they stop in for a minute, and you'll see like the guy that gave us a ride, our Uber from the
Oh,
airport.
yeah,
Paul Fox is crazy. As soon as we start driving by, Paul's got somebody on the freeway shooting 20-foot flames in the air. And I mean, dude, the guy is just like, yo, what is this? And I'm like, oh, they did it for you, bro. They appreciate you giving us a ride back home. And he is just like beside himself.
He was
Yeah.
on phone.
Oh, man.
Boy, that's
Because
great.
he sees us, we're on the phone, and I'm on the phone with Paul, and I'm like, all right, 30 seconds. All right, 20, 3, 2, 1, boom. And we just got, I mean, we're driving down the freeway, and we put on a whole show.
Oh,
That was one of the dopest commercials for Big Indian you ever seen right there.
yeah.
Big old
Wow.
fireball from Dan the Man.
Dan the man.
Serious.
Dan is the man.
Yes, sir.
You can't pass up on Dan the Man. And the
He's
greatest part about Big Indian Drift Pit, Big Indian Motorsports is it's not just drift cars. You could bring whatever, man, stunt bikes,
Like one guy had a
Freaking
side by side here.
Stuff like
monster truck.
side by
Yeah.
side. Lawnmowers all day. I mean, throw what is it? A snowmobile motor and a lawnmower and come through, guys. That is a fight.
We even have our boy Scott flying through the air on the paramotor. That thing is insane.
That is sick.
That just shows you cannot take Eric White. He was probably going to get a car, and he seen that paraglider flying through the air. And this is the story I heard. And he chased the paraglider down and was like, "Yo, what are you doing? You want to come party with us?" Like, yo, and now he is a part of our crew.
Yep.
That's how fast
Making
he
it
brought him in. He got abducted. Now he's out here flying around in neon shoes.
That's awesome.
With sparks on him.
Dude,
Home
I
base.
love it, dude.
It's all his shoes were lit up.
Yeah, he's crazy dude, man.
So good though. But I mean, that's just the kind, like, our whole crew. We may be driving by and see something that has nothing to do with the sport we're in right now, and be like, you know what, that needs to be a part of this show. Get over here now. You know what I mean? It ain't gonna stop. You know, pretty soon we'll be having motorcycles backflipping over the house of the track. Also, if you backflip motorcycles and you'd like to flip our house at the track, chime in.
Inbox me. I got a deal for you, man.
Yo, we got ramps. Let's get it, yo. And if not, we got the money to get your ramps over here. So that's one of the dreams, is maybe get a little Slurpee going in the swimming pool while my friends launch motorcycles over our heads.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And I'd just like to say, I know I've got a lot of Harley riders out there that are stunt riders.
Come on.
And you know who you are. You know who you are.
You gotta make it down here.
You just need to get a hold of me, and I will put you in contact with Eric. You get a hold of me and tell me you want to stunt that Harley. You just tell me where you're from. I'll tell you where his address is.
Big Indian.
Come show me.
That's a direct call out.
Because I'm close to Missouri, you know, and that's the show me state. So you got to show me.
States.
Yeah, show me. Don't tell me. Show me.
Now I understand what
challenge to all you guys that are out there slinging on the highways, doing all this crazy stuff. Come out here in a controlled environment and show me what you got.
Don't have to worry about the cops. Don't have to worry about old ladies running you over. You know what I mean? Like, you get to concentrate on your sport. And that's why you'll see people like myself, Gucci, Tony, going from being whatever step we were at in a driving field to going way further. Because like you said, what do you get to do? Worry about driving.
Right.
Worrying about your sport, getting better at it, not worried about the cops, getting arrested, trying to get your stuff out of impound, people in the way, except for Steve, who's in the way sometimes. But, you know what I mean? In general, like, at least if you hit one of us hosts, it was our own fault, you know? But out there on the streets, there's so many risks. To come into a controlled environment like this, you're going to be a better driver.
Less variables to worry about. 100%.
Absolutely.
So that's 100% call out from myself and Big Smoke. If you're on the street driving, come drive with us here, because I guarantee you'll be better here than you were out there. I'm just saying.
I promise you.
So Big Smoke, you've been to Big Indian Drift Pit, and then you've been over here to the Big Indian Motorsports compound. Which one do you like better?
Now you really asked me.
That's what I was
Mm-hmm. They both have great things to offer.
I really love the people here at the compound.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Like Doug and Larry or Lenny. Yeah, is that right?
Cal.
Or Dan the Man.
Dan the Man.
Dan the Man. That's right. Dan the Man.
Shout out to Lenny the Legend.
Sorry.
You're not too far out. Lenny is a legend, though.
I can see them getting mixed up. Both big. Oh, wait. Lenny don't have a beard.
No.
I don't know how you got him mixed
I'm
up.
terrible with names, but I just met him.
His name is Big Smoke.
You got to give me a little bit of thing. I am a real stoner. So I have to meet you a couple times before I really remember your name.
I respect that, dude.
But no, these guys are super great.
Yeah, they are.
I couldn't compliment anybody anymore on the talent that they've got in that garage.
Their talent, they're professional, and if 90% of the time they're nice.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, you might catch Doug on a little rager every once in a while, but who doesn't get mad at working at cars sometimes?
Especially when you're working on 3,000 horsepower stuff.
Yeah, he's got a lot of pressure going on, and he answered every question I had.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know what I mean? And a lot of mechanics won't do that. I've been around a whole bunch of mechanics in my life.
I'm not a mechanic by any means, but I hate when people start asking me questions.
Oh my God.
I'm like, go figure it out, dude.
Exactly. That's the way most people are, but not Doug.
Nah, yeah, I asked him, because I just got a Holley system, ECU to put in my car.
Right.
And I pulled it out the box, and I'm like, all right, Doug, give me a quick 1 minute rundown on everything I should know about this thing. And That dude didn't stutter a bit. He gave me every single thing and then a little extra.
Dude, I was ready to install it. I was just eavesdropping, and I was like, all right, like, bro,
Let's
bro
do
was
it.
on. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I was standing right there and I watched it, and it was he was 1-on-1, and you're like, I got this. Yeah, oh yeah, I got this. And it was just like so simple, step by step by step.
That's my favorite thing, dude.
Pointed out everything to you, and he's like, you know how to do this.
We can learn a lot here, man.
Yeah,
Doug's known all throughout the whole city of Buffalo, by the way, as being the best mechanic in the city. Like, I know a few other car guys, and they're like, yo, you know, Doug works out there. Doug works for Eric. Doug's out there at Big Indian.
And-
I know so many different people that shout Doug out.
I wouldn't even, you can't even classify Doug as a mechanic. He's actually more classified as a fabricator than a mechanic. Because a mechanic, you know,
Fabricator, builder, he
parts
does it
with-
all.
he's a builder, yeah.
Yeah, if you need your bumper to be put on correctly, he'll mount it correctly. You know, I
Mhm.
mean, he gets down. That's a real
Yeah.
fabricator.
Yeah, he's super awesome.
Anything with cars, he's got it down.
And
Big
it's
race
helped-
car.
It's helped the way the Big Indian Garage and Big Indian Motorsports has been able to grow so much faster this year, because now we're not worried about car parts. You know, all we got to do is set the dream, get the budget, and bow. Now we got a supercharger on the BMW bow. Now we got big wide control on the front of that car, and those boys don't back down from any project. So also, like, if you need your roll cage tuned up or anything that has to do with motorsports, you could come to Big Indian now, and we'll take care of it. We'll get your roll bar took care of. If you need the angle right, we'll take care of it as long as it's worth the time.
Don't forget to tell him, too, now, since we talked about Eric doing everything, he's also got his own auto parts here called Seneca Auto Parts,
Got it.
tax-free.
Got
They
it.
come here and get tax-free parts and then have one of the best mechanic put it on for you. You know, we'll get you
Absolutely.
situated.
And I mean, look, Big Smoke is going to drag his car down. I'm like, dude, that's cool, because
Yeah.
you guys have a lot of mechanics. You're like, bro, I need a Doug tune.
I've got a great mechanic, and I'm not taking a dang thing away from him.
No.
But Doug is
The man.
I guess how would you say it? It's he's so in tune with what he tunes
Makes you feel good
Yeah.
about it.
that he I know he knows what's going on.
hmm
Yeah.
I learned more about Haltech in like 5 minutes,
Yeah,
and I've known him my
that's
whole
exactly
life.
what I
Yo,
was
like,
saying.
man, he's bad with it.
I
Yo.
came not even knowing what a health tech was.
That's
I'm not gonna
huge.
lie to you.
That's huge.
And
Yeah.
now you can
And-
program your starter for 3 seconds. Now
Now
you know.
I'm getting ready to own one.
That's what's up, man.
I'm not even gonna lie. I just told him to be ready to hear from a phone call from me in a few weeks. I just
Okay.
gotta save my pennies, and I'll be having a health
Get the
tech.
clutches ready, get
Yeah.
everything ready and tuned.
So I haven't cut any quarters on this car, and I'm not gonna start now. I didn't know that was available.
Right.
So
Yeah.
now that I found out,
You're in there like swimwear. Come on.
Haltech, you need to shoot out to Big Indian, and these guys should be selling these things for you.
That's nice. They do need it. Haltech, come out here and get in a ride with Mr. White. Yo, let him get it in.
I challenge
yeah.
you. I challenge you to ride with Eric.
Tax-free parts,
Tax
baby.
Yeah.
free.
That was the
Parts.
key of what I just said a minute
Yeah.
ago.
Hey, that Seneca, you know, you got to get them tax-free parts. And that, so I mean, that goes further. If you happen to need like a Magnuson supercharger, pull up. Maybe we could get you the tax-free deal. There's no maybe. We'll get you tax-free. Eric did the numbers on that last night. You're going to save like $560 by buying a Magnuson with us
Yeah,
instead of buying it on the streets, you know?
exactly.
And I mean, that's big money. That could be your whole hose system, you know?
Right.
I
That
don't
could
know
pay for your
anybody
label.
that doesn't need to save $500.
Period.
Right. Exactly.
Everybody needs it.
Especially if you're building cars, if you're drifting. I mean, that's 2 NRG seats.
It all
That's
adds
your whole
up.
steering wheel setup, you know?
That's tires.
Mhm.
That's
Tires.
something.
Dude,
Yeah.
tires.
Yeah.
Tires for
Yeah,
life.
exactly.
It's been a long, beautiful season here at Big Indian Drift Pit, and I literally cannot wait for the next season to be
Man.
like to get started already. Are you going to be with us next season? Do you
Oh,
plan on being
without
with
a
us?
doubt. Without a doubt. I
Yeah.
haven't had my car here in less than 2 months.
Ooh, we're gonna have the biggest smoke and the biggest 240 here.
That's going to be
Hopefully.
nice.
Hopefully.
He said, hopefully,
That's
we're all gonna keep our fingers crossed,
Hopefully I
man.
don't tear it up the first time I go out.
I'll tell you what, in
Yeah,
our
But if
future,
it does, it can be fixed.
I could see a lot more shipping containers out here on the property soon, just because I see so many superstars that are just like, yo, I got to bring my car out. Like, Eric, can I please put my car anywhere? Like, yeah, I watch
be
it. I watch it
involved.
2
I don't-
times a week. It happens 2 times a week. Somebody comes out and says, Eric, I need to leave a car here, brother, please. Because, man, you get hooked so much and so fast. And at the start of the season, we cleaned out the whole drift pit from all the carcasses. we're mid-season right now. If you go to the drift pit, there's probably 8 cars there parked today right now.
There's even one on the track as an ornament now.
You left it in the wrong place. Now it's a damn speed bump. You know, you got to be
Right.
careful where you park around here. I'm a repeat offender of that. You know?
Yeah.
Oh man,
That is great, dude. Yeah.
shout out to Billy Nunya too. He's a great driver. You know, just a wild child. But his El Camino Ford is stuffed in the middle of our track right now.
And then we sent some Canadian guys to beat
Oh
it
my
up.
god! And we accidentally bounced some BMWs off of it. I didn't mean to. I think
Definitely your fault.
definitely my fault. And they definitely meant to.
So Big Smoke, man, it was a pleasure having you out here, having you on the podcast. I can't wait for you to come back, man.
I can't tell you how big of a pleasure it was. I owe Eric the biggest debt of gratitude for having me here.
Yes, sir.
I can't say thank you enough. This has been the time of my life. And just be prepared to see my face more often is all I can say.
That's right.
You know,
That's cool.
I'm gonna be a little more of a resident than a visitor here.
I like
in a
it.
little while.
Man, that purple car is going to be out here living here
It's
soon.
gonna have its home here.
The
That's-
Big Indian Resort.
I'm gonna
And
build.
we're here for you.
I'm gonna instead of build another one, I'm just gonna buy one and take it to California. So I got one in California and one here,
That's
and
it.
then just fly.
And I'm in the process of trying to get Eric to buy a Crown Vic out there in California and leave it because, you know, Eric in a 240 is a madman, but Eric in a damn Crown Vic is something to be scared of. Yeah, that's
If it's got cop lights on it, watch out.
yeah. So,
That is the truth.
yo,
But thank you so much, Eric. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Goosey, Leg, Tony, all you guys. You've been the best. I can't imagine being treated any better.
we appreciate you, bro.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
for
you.
sticking with us, dude. And I mean, we can't wait to see that car get built up, you know, and see you kind of jump into our world and check out your skills, man. It's going to be great.
I'm feeling froggy, so I need to jump.
So make sure you tune in, stay connected with our boy Big Smoke on Instagram. And if you want to possibly sponsor my man to get a class with Rome CP, make sure you hit him or us up. So we want to get this guy driving. We want to get him
Please.
drifting.
Yes, that's you directly. Chicken Extracts. Take care of your driver, man. We need him in our driving school. Chicken, I'm gonna call you. We need the sponsors to take care of this, man, because Rome CP is the baddest man in the teaching industry, and I'm gonna tell you that 100 times.
And not only that, we do live streams. We have the Throughway on our side with millions of cars going by. We could do hundreds of of thousands of views on Instagram. So, you know, sponsors, come our way.
Anybody that wants to sponsor me, I am more than welcoming anybody.
And I don't want to go over to hundreds of thousands, but man, Kyle Slagger, we just got 106 million views on one post. So I mean, we get millions and millions of views out here at Big Indian. Eric's created a platform like no other. You know, I mean, that's for sure.
Thank you, like for putting that.
I
in
didn't want to be
perspective.
like that, but I'm like, no, Gucci, that was last year.
We do get
Last
millions
year
of
was
views.
thousands. This year we're getting millions.
I was
baby.
being a little modest.
You are. You're a sweetheart. I like that.
But you know what time it is?
It's
It's the Big Indian Breakdown, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Hey. All right.